So, in 2014, one morning, I was getting ready for work while my father was having his breakfast at the dining table. Now, usually, getting ready for work means that I'll be rushing from room to room to look for my missing sock, or combing my hair, or drinking Milo in the kitchen. But for that particular morning, I decided to slow down my pace because I was already late. And because of that, I get to observe my father enjoying his breakfast. Suddenly, I realized something about my father. His long black hair was now short and white. There were wrinkles on his forehead and at the side of his eyes. His arms was once strong and lean, was now frail and saggy. So just like how I was getting ready for work, I was rushing through my life, and I failed to notice that my father had grown old. Now, both my parents, they were raised in harsh conditions, and so they couldn't complete their formal education. And therefore, they were only able to work in factories and construction sites. So naturally, when I arrived in this world, they want me to be successful in my life so that I don't have to suffer like they did when they were younger. I remember I told my mom this, that I want to be an archaeologist when I grow up. And her response was that archaeology cannot make money here in Singapore. It's better you work at a bank. So despite these unsupportive comments, they came from kind intention. Now, in my house, we don't express affection or concern through hug or kisses or saying I love you, that sort of stuff. In my house, we express them through making comments. Comments like, this is so risky, you sure you want to do it? You fail once already, you sure you want to try it again? See, I told you cannot succeed one. Those comments are hurtful sometimes, but when trouble arises, they will express their concern and love through actions. In 2015, I made some stupid mistakes, and so I got into a financial debt. Back then, I don't want to trouble my parents, and so I didn't tell them about it. But when shit hit the fan, I have no choice but to tell them about the situation I was in. I remember this happened in the living room. And when I told my situation to both my parents, my father got up from the sofa and walked into the room. I think that sorry. I thought that he would be disappointed in me. Why wouldn't he? I felt disappointed in myself, but I was so wrong. A few moments later, he came out of the room and appeared beside me, and then he handed me a stack of cash. Now, I know my father's financial situation, and so I know that he doesn't have a lot of savings. And we don't usually keep stacks of cash hidden in a bedroom, so this money must be meant for other purposes. So I rejected him immediately. I said, "Pa, I cannot take your money. These are your money, and I don't even know whether if I can return them in the future." But he replied this to me. He said, "Boy, you are my son. If I don't give you this money, who else can I give this money to?" I cried for the rest of the day, and I vowed never to take their money again. So after that, I began to, I am the eldest son in the family. I'm supposed to be taking care of them, bring them overseas with all expenses paid by me, and from time to time, bring them out for a nice meal. But instead, here I am taking money from them. So I decided that from that moment on, I shall never take their money again. and I seek to improve myself. So among the courses, many courses that I went through, one particular course stands out, and I learned how to express my emotion openly to them. 3 years ago, I hugged them for the first time on a Christmas day, and I even wrote them a thank you message. They were shocked, and of course they were awkward as well. I mean, have you tried hugging a tree? But to me, I felt that it was right to do so, because honestly, I don't know how much time I'm left with them. And if one day they were no longer around, I hope that while the life flashed before their eyes, they will remember that their son is thankful for raising him up, and that at one point he did hug them. And for me, I won't feel any regrets because I did my best as their son. Thank you.